Hello there. Um, Thought I'd record little bit of a progress report and what I've been up to in these many days since the last video. Um, Mostly been trying to deal with work-related stress, and that stress has gone up over this last week. We'll get into that in a second. Um, Still pushing along on. Actually, I've gone back to working on multiple projects because what I was finding is that I was focusing on one, but then I'd get stuck and still wanting to move forward. So I'd move on to another one, then another one. So now I'm kind of bouncing between um, three projects. I'm still working on Under the Dark of the Moon. I have now gotten my cast is now up in Albany at the Albany Coven, and they should be heading out soon. And if I could, if I once I get through that, then I should be good to go and actually call this project finished. I'm also continuing to work on In Thine Own Image, which is the story of Harmony and Melody Moore and Wesley Jensen from my EGS stories. And I've also started a new project called Spiritus Mundi, which is an EGS story. It's about Carly and Murphy and a hopefully interesting murder investigation that they're sent on. Also allows me to bring in a couple of other characters I haven't used in a while. Dennis Riley and his wife, Kristen Bryant, a couple of Millsci field supervisors who are married, and she's Scottish. So that's what I'm working on right now. If you saw the picture I put up on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, you've seen me wearing something on my right hand. No, it's not injured. Not injured. Um, it has to do with the actual writing act. So let's just go over a few things here. How I write, I make it up as I go. I'm a pantser, as they say, although I don't like that term. I prefer discovery writer. And before we continue, I'm sorry if you can hear their groundskeepers are working. So if you hear that, sorry. That's one of the reasons why I bounce between projects. Have to figure out what's going on in one, move on to the next, work on that one, and then eventually it's going to I have to figure out what happens next. I move on to the third one, then just keep going in a circle. I write everything out by hand in notebooks. I prefer these Exceed brand B5 size notebooks. The only thing I don't like about it is I tend to fold them over like so, because when I'm sitting on my comfy chair over there, I don't really have a lot of room to have the book open like this. So, and I write everything by hand. I was using cursive, but I had to move back to printing because in typing up what I've already written of In Thine Own Image, yeah, I'm having trouble reading my own handwriting. So, yeah, so we're back to printing. I can read that mostly. I do write everything by hand, as I said multiple times now, and I use fountain pens. I've mentioned this in other videos, but I use fountain pens. I'm seriously addicted to collecting fountain pens. I'm at 30 fountain pens right now and 30 bottles of ink. Yeah, I remember back to a time when I had my first fountain pen, and I said, "Why do I need more than one pen? Why do I need more than one kind of one? Why do I need more than one color ink?" I've got black inks, I've got blue inks, I've got blue gray inks, I've got blue black inks, I've got purple inks, I've got brown inks, I've got gray inks, I've got green inks. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm thinking of picking up 3 pens for my birthday next month. So, um, so like I said, I like using these for the writing. I like using these A5 style Exceed notebooks. I find them in Walmart for about $10, or at least they were $10. God alone knows what the price it might have gone up to. I've got a bunch of them, so I haven't bought any in a while. There's a couple of good ones. Moleskine or Moleskin or however it's pronounced is also a good brand. It's looks just like this, same coloring. I think the line spacing might be a little bigger. And also the Namasanin notebooks, same B5 size, but they're spiral bound, and I like them also because the spiral bound makes it easier to fold over. The drawback is they're only 80 pages, and these are 96 pages. So, and as I said, fountain pens. One of the 2 that I'm currently using is my Hongdian Black Forest. Black Forest is black as you can see. It is a fine point. Where's my camera? Fine point. Totally black nib. It's a fine, and in it I have diamine writer's blood. Now, as you can see, it's not really a bright red. You can see in the bottom sample here, it's not really a bright red. Depending on the paper, on this paper it looks kind of burgundy. On other papers I've used, it looks almost kind of a reddish brown, kind of like dried blood, if you will. But one of the things I found that I found was, especially on coated papers, slick, smooth surface papers, I'd be writing up at the top of the page, writing along, writing, thinking, hey, this is great, this is wonderful, why? And then you get about halfway down, it's like, why is this pen skipping all of a sudden? Because my arm, and the side of my hand is rubbing up and down, rubbing across the page, and the inks and oils and sweat and not smuts from my skin is rubbing off on the page. And that is affecting how the nib moves along the page. And unless that nib can maintain some kind of contact with the paper, it ain't going to work. So, what did I do? That's where that thing that I was wearing comes in. It's actually 2 pieces. It's this. It's a 2-finger glove. And this, which is a sleeve. Now, 2-finger glove first. On. One moment here. Something I forgot to pull up. Bear with me for one moment. Put the glove on like so, and it covers the side of my hand to here. Then the sleeve, it's got a little hole here for my thumb. That you slip on. Like so. And now, I don't have a stand for my camera, for my phone, so sorry if this is all looking a little clunky. So now, as I'm holding the pen and I'm going back and forth, my skin's not rubbing up and down on the paper. The glove and the sleeve are. So that helps. It helps a lot. Some papers are it's not necessary, like the Exceed paper. It's got a little bit of texture, a little bit tooth to it, if you will. So it's not that much of a problem. It's more a problem like on some more smoother papers like Rodier, Clairefontaine. Sorry, something just flashed across the bottom of my screen, and I'm not certain what it said. Okay. And yeah, that's what I. That's and I just put that in every time I write. Now the I got both of them through Amazon. The 2-finger gloves from Otraki. I got a pack of 4 for like $6 for this size. I got a this is a medium size. It comes in small and large. Also, price is going to adjust up or down. I'm assuming depending on that. You get a pack of 4, and the sleeve. Yeah, now are you saying to yourself that I should have had this pulled up before I started recording? Yes, thank you. I don't script these videos, so I make it up as I go. Kind of like the way I write. I make it up as I go along. I do my videos, make it up as I go along. So. Okay, here we go. And like I said, the sleeve I also found on Amazon. It's Allegra K black long fingerless typing writing gloves. So, and that's $11.99 for 2. So it's not we're not talking a big investment here, and if it just makes my life just a little bit easier, so much the better. Yeah, that's just a quick review of what I use, how I use, and for the actual writing, as I've said multiple times, I'm a discovery writer. I make it up as I go along, and I write everything out. I'm not too concerned with I'm not too concerned about the actual time it takes me to write. I'm self-published, so it takes as long as it takes. And so write everything out by hand, try and type it up as I go along, although I failed to do that. And now I've got 6 chapters I have to type up of Indino Image. And so once it's typed, once it's finished and typed up, sits for a couple of months. I do my first edit, couple months next edit, couple months next edit. Usually I shoot for at least 4 edits. Some take more, like Brianna and the 3 took 8. One of the forthcoming projects, my Soul to Keep took 6, I believe. I don't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, there's as long as it takes to get it to the point where I think it's good enough. And before we go any further, yes, I know I should have a professional editor. Yes, I know I should have a professional cover artist. Yes, I know. And one day I'll be able to afford that. Although I am starting to look into other options for covers. I'm hoping to replace all the covers on the existing books. So, and then upload Smashwords in Kindle, and we're good to go. So yeah, that's it for now. Um, everything everything's going good with the writing anyway. As I've said, my work related stress this past week has gone up because I found out last a week ago. No, it was Friday. Last Friday, found out that my department's closing. Yay! Yay! And so a lot of us are being, a number of us are being transferred to another department, which means 2 weeks of training, 2 weeks of on the job training, and then live. But fortunately, the training can still be done remotely, and we'll still be working remotely. So there is that. Yeah, doors closed, doors open, because that's how doors work. Um. Okay, so that's about it for now, and all the books are down there. Will be down there in the signature. Um, and my mind just went blank. If you do buy a copy of the books, please leave me a review, good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't matter. It all counts. All my socials will be down there also. Anything you want to know, ask me here on the socials, whatever. So that's it. That's it for now. Remember, we are each of us the heroes of our own stories and the villain of someone else's. This is the way. Take care.